Saturday night. Take a look. But not surprisingly, Donald was not laughing. He tweeted, "Watch Saturday Night Live, hit job on me. Time to retire the boring and unfunny show. Alec Baldwin portrayal stinks. Media rigging election." Ooh. So, is it a surprise or?
I get upset about Saturday Night Live. They're equal opportunity offenders. Like, everything in comedy is free game. The best way he could have responded was, "Oh, you know, maybe they got a few things wrong, but that's hysterical," or something. Like, it just looks so bad when you mock SNL.
Yeah, but you're talking about a guy whose skin is thinner than his resume. And also, he remembers what Tina Fey did to Sarah Palin. She basically destroyed Sarah Palin.
She does Sarah Palin better than Sarah Palin does.
Yeah, so, and Alec Baldwin's no slouch.
Yeah, the difference was Sarah Palin had a sense of humor about it. I mean, it's so funny to me because the criticism that folks on the right had about President Obama was that he couldn't laugh at himself. He couldn't, which I really didn't see, but that was the criticism. Oh, this guy he's so stiff, he can't laugh at himself.
Hilarious.
Now you have a guy that actually
Can't laugh at himself.
not laugh at himself. He looks like such an unhappy person. I don't know anyone happy who sits up all night long and tweets out hate at people. I just don't know anybody like that. So, and I'm grateful for SNL. If there's one thing we need in this election, it's
Laugh.
a laugh.
Yeah.
So, thank you.
You have to have a sense of humor. If you're going to be president, you're going to get a lot of criticism.
Yeah, a lot of different sides. But he's also calling... Okay.
Yeah.
He's calling for a drug test before the next debate. Because he says he feels that Hillary was all pumped up at the start of the last one and was dragging by the end.
But wait a minute, he was the one who was stalking and he was the one who was walking all around her and hovering and acting like he was pumped up. And in the first debate, he was the one who was sniffing and sleeping. He's on downers and then uppers, apparently, of some sort. I don't know.
It looks really desperate. It really does. I mean, if you have to resort to this, he's trying to put a message out there that she's, you know, he talks about her stamina repeatedly.
Yeah.
She can't handle the job. She can't do this. But honestly, go after her policy. If you're not going after her policy, that to me means you're incapable of going after her policy. And you have to choose this nonsense. If I were going against Hillary Clinton, I'd have plenty to say, and none of it would have to do with whether or not she was on drugs or whether or not she had poor stamina. It's clear the woman, her stamina is just fine. She's been Secretary of State. She's a strong, intelligent woman who you disagree with on policy. Now have the guts to take her on there.
He doesn't know anything.
And I feel, you know, he's just, there's things being thrown out. He's seeing what sticks to the wall. But health and stamina is a valid concern. But this is just, but as you bring up all the time, there are plenty of things he actually could be talking about.
So much.
So it
But he'd actually have to do his homework.
he'd have to study.
He'd have to know. He'd have to actually do the work. So, as opposed to having his team do stuff so they can go out and talk about it, as opposed to him doing it. I just, you know, it's just kind of, you know, I bet, you know, she might be, what did you say, Lipitor?
Maybe she's on
Maybe
Lipitor.
she's on Lipitor. She had a heart issue. You know, maybe that's what you're going to find, you know, but you going to do the drug test too, Donald?
He could take the drug test.
He's on Viagra, you know it. Not to me. Either Levitra, Cialis, or Viagra, the holy trinity of the pharmaceutical industry. He's on one of those.
Well, maybe that's the problem. Maybe he's uncomfortable because it's lasted more than 15 hours.
Exactly.
I'm just saying. You know, maybe that's why he was stalking her like that. Because he was just trying to... I don't know.
He couldn't sit down.
I mean, I just think, you know, there are things that we should be looking at, I guess. But, you know, we talk about a lot about evangelical Christians, and they've been very conflicted about voting for Trump. But Pastor Franklin Graham says the issues outweigh Trump's bad behavior. So he advises that Christians hold their nose and vote.
Okay.
Because here's the thing, I have to say, it feels like a crummy Republican? Because there is such a moral discrepancy of the candidate that we have running and then the issues that are important to us. So there are many evangelicals that are divided, saying, I can't consciously and morally vote for someone that has treated women this way, that has allegedly treated women this way, and has shown their character through the way he's presented himself. And yet, the very issues that are important to us as Americans, those 4 to 5 Supreme Court justice seats that will be filled far beyond President Clinton or President Trump's tenure,
Right.
they're going to last forever, beyond 4 years. So if you want small government, if you are protecting the unborn, if you want Second Amendment rights, those are the issues that we're voting for. And sometimes that's up to you, whether you look beyond the person's character to see the bigger picture of what you're voting for history.
I have a solution for that, though.
Okay.
I mean, I know there is a moral dilemma amongst people. I see that. But the Supreme Court is really is something that has to be confirmed by the Senate. So you can't. The president is not alone in appointing and keeping Supreme Court justices. So don't vote for the president. Stay out of that and vote Republicans down ballot. Then you can sleep at night.
Sure.
And we can all sleep at night. Because then you'll have regular Republicans versus regular Democrats instead of Democrat versus a Looney Tune.
There's also the argument that, George Bush put John Roberts in, and John Roberts gave a ruling on Obamacare. I thought it was terrible. As someone center-right, I thought it was awful, his ruling. But there's no guarantee that because you're center-right or conservative, which he is not, by the way, but that somebody would be, that the Supreme Court is necessarily going to fall in line. I would also remind people,
That's what I said last week.
Trump asked about abortion in 1999. Trump, I'm very pro-choice. I just believe in choice. Healthcare, 1999. I believe in universal healthcare. This is a guy who I'm not really sure what he stands for. I'm not confident that he is this conservative warrior that's going to go in and nominate Supreme Court justices. But he did give a list of who he would appoint to the Supreme Court, or who he would nominate, whereas we know that Hillary's not going to put those conservative people.
Yeah. Well, we don't know that. We actually
She
don't.
would put the list. I would love to see.
Well, I don't think that she knows who she wants to put on there yet. I think it's something that you have to be really thoughtful about for the very reasons that you're talking about. I think Trump put together a list because he was going to talk to evangelicals. I don't think he knows all about anybody on the list that he put out, because I looked at it and I thought, have you done any research on any of these people? I don't think he has. And I think most, as I said to you last week, I feel very strongly that when you become a Supreme Court justice, I think that you are voting the law.
Hopefully.
Well, that's what I mean. I've seen 99% of the time they vote the law. They don't always vote the way I want them to, but they're voting based on the law. We brought up Sotomayor a couple of, last month or something, made a decision on a vote that was not, I didn't think it was good, but I understood that according to the law, she felt she couldn't vote that way. So so you have to always be open to the conversation of what is good for the greater good of the nation.
Also, do you trust the candidate? Don't you worry about the fact that he is so thin-skinned, like we're talking about, that if one of these people on the list said something that negative about him, he'd turn on him anyway? I don't trust. It's all about his ego and his whole craziness.
Is going to the character of a person, and I understand how he may not be great, but morally, for me and my conscience, I can't vote for someone that goes against every moral issue that I stand for.
But you want to trust that he's going to actually vote the way you're hoping.
I don't know that.
That's the faith.
I'm not going to rely on the president for, I have a higher power that I believe will cover all.
Speaking of which, our higher power just said we have to go to break. We'll be right back.